There's a really nice analogy actually talking about permaculture and gardening when we look at some of the complex systems that might exist in our society, in other parts of the natural world, in politics, etc.
I confess there's complexity happening in this moment. There's two people yelling at each other on the street right in front of me right now.
Mm.
So, but it looks like they're just going to yell at each other and not do anything else. So I feel happy.
Mm.
I'm less worried. Nope. Now they're pulling over, and now they are filming each other. No, one of them is filming. So this is the kind of situation where I would normally go down right now and intervene. And so I'm feeling torn because I don't like to just be an observer to people's conflicts. I like to go and help them.
Yeah, of course.
I'm being super transparent right now.
Do you want to go down and do that, Kit? I think it'd be understandable if you did. It'll be interesting to hear about it when you come back.
Yeah. It looks like they're yeah. It looks like they're working it out. Great. All right. Sorry, just being real here. What's going on? What's going on in the neighborhood? Yes, it's complexity. And actually, complexity for me also, if I can just say another word about it, but I really would love to hear from somebody else on the call if they're willing to offer any feedback or thoughts, including this is boring, talk about something else. I mean, complexity is something that I think class privilege plays into. Having money to solve problems is something that we can often think we don't have to, we don't have to deal with this. We'll just pay for it and make it go away. If you don't have the, the resources to solve problems with money, then you often have to do other things. You have to do other things. So, so that I'm interested in also just there's different spaces where complexity is a given, and there's others where no, we can just solve it, we can fix it, we'll pay for this or we'll do that. But if you don't have access to this wonderful thing called currency, sometimes you've got other ways you've got to think about. And my apologies, I'm back to feeling distracted because these guys look like they're going to fight again. Okay, nope. Yes, no, they really are driving away. So I'm sorry, everybody. So I'm still curious to hear any people's thoughts or feedback on complexity or whatever else you would like to share right now.
I'm quite curious, Kit, about what would you have done if you'd gone down to those two cars?
Oh, what I've done in quite a few situations is that I just run down and I ask everybody if they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
I say, it looks like you guys are having a problem. Can I be of help?
Mm-hmm.
And I get close so that they see I'm not holding back out of fear, but that I'm genuinely trying to be with. And usually my experience is that when two people are sort of locked in a dynamic between them, a third person who comes in and is genuinely says, "What can I do to help?" actually breaks the stalemate. So that would have been my move if I hadn't been on the webinar. But they've left, so I'm hoping all is good.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, and then from there it's just listening to people and demonstrating care for all parties in the situation, which a recent situation, or I guess it was a while ago now, a police officer tackled a kid right in front of the house here in a way that looked really, really physically hard on the child, and who was 12 or 13. So I don't know if you call a 12 or 13-year-old a child. I do. And yeah, so I ran down and sort of said. By the time I actually got down to the street, his partner had showed up in a car, and because the police officer had been chasing him on foot. And so his partner had come in a car, and they had actually put this guy, and I was watching, they sort of stuffed him sort of roughly, this young kid, in the back of the car. So I run out the door, and the back seat is open, and they're both standing there. And I turned to the officer who'd done the tackling, who's the one that I would most likely have my enemy image of, to be totally honest with you. And I turned to him and I said, "Are you okay?" And so he was surprised by that, because he imagined that I was probably going to run out and yell. But so he was, I put him, it took him back, and he said, "Oh yeah, I'm good." And I said, "Good." And then I pointed to the child and I said, "Do you think he's okay?" Because by now you can hear the child saying, "I can't breathe." And of course, I'm remembering what happened with Eric Garner down in Staten Island, this man who, while being arrested, actually died because of that. And I said, I'm listening to the child say he can't breathe, and I'm worried. I'm worried about this situation. This is just the kind of situation that can end up making you, your department, and your career rough. So is there something we could do right now to make sure that this child is okay? And then I turned to his partner and I said, "What do you think?" And they called an ambulance. So, just showing up, demonstrating care, and being willing to get close to a situation. And this isn't everybody's MO, so please don't listen to me and think I wouldn't do this, or that wasn't safe. Or so that, I completely respect everyone has their different boundaries and strategies. So I'm just telling you what I do right here.
I think that's, we talked last week about walking towards conflict, and
Right.
I think a lot of people, wouldn't feel they have the skills or capability to come in there, or they might have some hesitancy, they might do it, wrong, or
Yeah.
might have a different reaction, or they really want to help, but they just feel something's holding them back from doing that. So here, to go in there with care, to listen, and to, express how you're feeling and what you want out of the situation.
Well, the fact that people don't feel ready is a great argument for the stuff I talked about last week, because I wasn't really ready to do something like that myself 10 or 20 years ago by any means. And I'm not really honestly ready to do it now, but I do it anyways because I have enough trust in myself. And I'm willing to take responsibility for things sometimes, even when I don't know what to do. And when it comes to the well-being of a younger person, then that's where I go. So I'm willing to take responsibility, and even if I don't know, I'm going to go down there and show up. But I completely can understand people would think I wouldn't know how to interact in a situation like that. Great, we'll keep practicing some of the ideas that we're talking about, and one of these days you will. And one of these days could be tomorrow, by the way. I mean, you never know what life's going to hand you.